We are here for grand finals in Little Squid League number 42. Rockin' and Pat still on the mic with you. And Pat, we are in for a doozy here. Both these teams have fought their way throughout the entire bracket and meet here in this last 5 game series.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey, both for us viewers and these incredible players fighting it out to get it here. But this is now the final one, the final boss, which is each other. Empty Pleasant Junior School. We saw them really find how to counter what Turbo was doing and get that control, get onto their magical cure love shot. Again, we saw them earlier, incredibly fast, incredibly powerful, able to pull through and get onto there. Now they're facing each other in a best of 5 with counter picks. As soon as the match is unlocked, we'll know on what map we start. Oh yeah, we are going on to Barnacle and Dime to start these finals.
I am definitely interested to see how these teams play on an open map mode such as Splat Zones, Barnacle, and Dime. We've seen how powerful Rosa has been. We have
Mhm.
seen how teams try to counter that but have been proven unsuccessful, at least for the moment. We will see if Magical Cure Love Shot has something in their pocket to counter that, and definitely a solid map mode to start us off here in this grand finals.
Yep, it's going to be a fun one to start on, and yeah, it's again a map that we see pretty often in competitive, and it's a very, very dangerous map because if you know how to be ahead of the zone, stay there, you can stay there for a very long time. It is so rough to push onto the other team, and it takes a lot of time, even if you do it perfectly. It takes a lot of time to get back onto the zone. You need to be patient, you need to be organized, and you need to have the specials that allow you to go forward no matter what the other team is doing.
100%, Pat. And like I was mentioning earlier, this is going to be a backline versus backline. I believe that is how this is going to play out, as it is usually the play of the backline in Barnacle and Dime, especially that will determine it. Wondering if there will be an edit, a response charger, or maybe a pencil. We haven't seen a
Hmm.
pencil yet from the semifinals or the finals yet, but
Yep.
that may be prone to change, and we need to see somebody challenge Rosa, as I feel like they are the key and backbone of MT Pleasant.
Yep. It's going to be a rough one. And again, as you said, on Barnacle, these backlines, these long range options are key, are so important. You can keep the other team at bay. And again, even if you don't have a charger or a long range splatling, you can have a Zuka, you can have a crab tank. There are lots of options, but you want sometimes to be able to outrange your opponent. Otherwise, you can only wait for them to simply shoot at you, and there is very little cover on this map, especially around the zone.
100%, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if a crab weapon was used here. Maybe
Mhm.
a crab stamp, maybe a crab splash. But I've also seen the rise of the alternative kit for splash being used, the one with suction bomb and triple ink strike being used more, and in replacement
Mhm.
of the T-Tech, which
Yeah.
I like to see.
Oh yeah, for sure. The triple ink strike. I mean, it can instantly paint so much of the zone. It can be very handy in a good Splat Zones game. Let's see what these sims are bringing. Not much surprise on the side of
Huh.
Empty Pleasant, and on the side of Magical, we see there no cooler and a double. The wiper paired up with the Tetras is very much a run at you and try to fight you comp.
Yeah, interesting. Different pencil And
Mhm.
like we were mentioning earlier, we do see the splash there with the crab, as we see on your screen right now,
Mhm.
managing to find a pick onto the gal. This will probably help them close the gap with Rosa. However, as players fall, it is just Rosa left on the side of MT Pleasant, who will have to fall back. Magical Cure being able to get the first zone or the second zone cap and being able to flip the
Mhm.
lead really fast.
Yeah, very nice initial control by them. Empty Pleasant not yet able to paint the zone. Tika trying to get in with the doubles, but has to respect the range on their opponent right there as the crab tank is deployed. You were talking about how important a crab tank could be on this map, and you can see why that crab tank is doing wonders, pushing Empty Pleasant away. But here comes the Reef Slider, and all the specials by Empty Pleasant are going to take the zone right there as Magical have to move away, have to give the ground. Now it's Empty Pleasant's turn to defend that zone.
End zone has been their specialty, Pat. We saw it in their
Mhm.
semifinals matchup. We see this Stamper here camping with the Ultra Stamp, just waiting for an opportunity to strike, and it will just about be soon. They will pull it out. They will contest the zone. Let's see if they find any pick. No value found there. However, a pick goes their way with the with the Tetra Dualies having a Reef Slider of their own. Something I didn't notice, but am now noticing. Both
Mhm.
these teams have a quick
Yeah.
Dualie Reef Slider in to quickly flip the zone into their favor. The Dapple Dualies on the side of MT Pleasant have their Reef Slider as well. The Gal having their special, potentially leading into a counter-strike here for MT Pleasant.
Yeah, it looks like penalty is about to be over for Magical, but there comes the Reef Slider. Reef Slider is not enough, but it's followed up by the tripling strike. The zone is stopped, and with 3 players down, it looks like Empty Pleasant are going to take control. Apply penalty, push Magical away. They have a big lead to come back from. They don't have that much penalty though, so they should be able to do something. That being said, Magical is in there and the crab tank is
Oof.
deployed. That crab tank just pushing everybody away. It's just Tika with the doubles right there, running away as they can. Oh!
Yeah, they managed to find a quick pick there before they are still alive actually in this Reef
Yeah!
Slider to just give them space, continuing to move on. But Magical Cure Shot still has the zone. Now quickly flipping it, MT Pleasant are able to give them the penalty. However, the zone is still up for grabs as both these teams still fight in mid here. The Dapple managing to still stay alive, managing to paint zone. It is going back and forward for the zones. Rosa being able to position themselves. And we saw earlier how that crab was able to shut down Rosa, and
Mhm.
it is online again. Watch out for that and keep an eye on it. MT Pleasant out of their
Ooh.
penalty and potentially trying to flip the lead here.
Ooh. That's going to be the lead for Empty Pleasant. They still have a bit more control, but here comes the crab tank. Every time we've seen this crab tank, we've seen a few splats and the zone flipping. Nothing's going to happen this time, though. Empty Pleasant still in control. No, the zone hasn't been completely flipped yet. Yes, it is. But Empty Pleasant is still around the zone, able to recap instantly and still in that fight. That next fight could decide a lot as we are getting onto the last minutes of this game, and these two teams are just 10 points away from each other, Rocket.
Yeah, it is a back and forward. Magical Cure Love Shot are now nearing their end of their penalty. With a minute left, every fight it can prove deadly here as they're nearing MT Pleasant's lead. The Stamp not quite finding the value, will fall now with the man advantage. MT Pleasant surges forward, trying to get a flank here. The Gal manages to find one, manages to find two onto the crab and trying to get the jump. Will get the jump as well. A beautiful flank there from the Gal to shut down that, and with 35 seconds left, Magical Cure Love Shot now has to get in a final contest on this zone.
And that's how you defeat a crab tank. You appear out of nowhere right behind them and you punish Empty Pleasant, looking to get rid of their penalty, looking to get a few more points. They could KO before the end of the time right there. They're looking to get in as everybody from Magical are trying to collapse onto the zone, but they lost 2 players in the process. They lost too many players. They won't be able to paint, and that's going to be game number 1 for Empty Pleasant, showing again how good they are on splat zones.
Yeah, we were talking about how few teams were able to counter this team on zones, and it just proves to you how well this
Mhm.
team, MT Pleasant, are able to play on the zones. We saw on the other side two different weapons being able to contest with that ZNF range, the crab on the shot,
Mhm.
as well as the a different type of pencil, which is really good at painting. Obviously, the
Mhm.
red pencil having that rain, being able to put all that pressure and all that paint out, however, just falling a little short.
Yeah, it was so close. I feel like if that gal doesn't appear behind everybody, gets a triple, including on the crab tank as it's just deployed, Empty Pleasant is in trouble because that crab tank would have flipped the zone again, would have given Magical Cure another push, another opportunity to get the lead back, and they were so close behind until that one incredible play by the gal. That play really ended the game, really gave all the momentum to Empty Pleasant, who already had the lead, who just needed to ride with it, keep going with it, and keep that control. That's a very nice game one for Empty Pleasant, but it's certainly not the end of this little Squidling. Magical Cure, not wasting a second, going on to Clam, Blitz on Scorch. We've seen Empty Pleasant play and fight incredibly well, Scorch, but we haven't seen them on Clam Blitz, I believe.
Yeah, we haven't, Pat, and definitely interested to see them in a new mode that we haven't seen them play yet. So it's still up in the air how well they're playing and how they're playing it. However, I don't doubt that they will put up a good fight no matter what. I believe not zones, sorry, Clam Blitz on Scorch Gorge is a new battle in itself in terms of just being able to get a push in as in Rainmaker, you're able to at least get that first checkpoint as a
Mhm.
given. However, now with Scourge Gorge Clam Blitz, having that goal in the back of the other team's side in a strong
Mhm.
defensive position for them, it's gonna be quite interesting to see how both these teams manage to push together.
Yeah, I expect the Julies on both teams trying to go through the grades to create the flank, to create the surprise, to allow the rest of the team to really get a big push off of that flank. But keep your eyes peeled for that. Keep your eyes peeled for everything because these teams have shown how much they like to fight each other, how much they want to get. And now it's time for game number 2, Clam Blitz onto Scorch Gorge.
Yeah, both these teams and their weapons that they brought are match up so well. You have a Gal on both sides. You have a Reef Slider on both sides with both of the dual leads. You have both of the long range options with the ZNF on Rosa and the Red Pencil on Alin on the other side, I believe. And we will see how both these teams use their weapons. As the only real difference in matchup
Mhm.
would be that Splatana on the side of Magical Cure Love Shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Magical Cure, a bit small, stretched out in terms of composition. They have two weapons they love to move forward with this Tetris and Wiper. Meanwhile, they also have a very long, a bit more slower, highly paint with their pencil. We'll see how they're able to do, how they're able to play with each other. But Empty Pleasant now, they have all the momentum. They are getting already all the clams. They open the basket and they're not wasting a second. Reef Slider deployed. They're gonna try to get more, and they're already getting clam after clam after clam in the basket, Rocket.
Yeah, and a really good push off of the back of that initial team fight and that
Mhm.
cooler placement as well as the momentum allowed them to get towards the 50-point mark. However, that will probably be all MT Pleasant will score as three members fall and Magical Cure Shot on the right side here managing to find two players. The Stamp trying to chase down the last as they managed to escape with their life. However, now with most of the map control off of the back of this crab as well.
Mhm.
Magical Cure Love Shot tries to find a kill as
Ooh.
another kill goes in the favor of Magical Cure with three players down. However, they do not have enough clams for this.
Yeah, the fights are great, but if you can't turn these plats into points, it's not that important. The pity clam is going to come in handy though, but it's a bit too late right now. All of Empty Pleasant is already back in defensive position, pushing Magical Cure away, and that's only going to be a super clam in the basket, which is pretty rough. Oh, that Reef Slider is going to be punished. But it looks like Magical Cure are back on the front line. This time they have the clams ready. This time they want to get in, and they're winning the fight. They're reopening the basket, Rocket.
Yeah, and we need to see some follow-up, though. These team fights...
Ooh.
Oh, 2 quick kills for the Gal, however, shut down by the Stamp. Good team fight from Magical Cure, however, not much follow-through. And yet again, not really finding too much. Managing to only break open the basket, but MT Pleasant still maintaining the lead as they fight back in mid. It is still up for grabs. Who has the advantage? 4 members of MT Pleasant on the right there. Except the Zap, actually. The Zap going left side, trying to poke at this Crab, as we see, trying to find value. Not quite doing much, but providing a distraction with 2 members down for Magical Cure. MT Pleasant now on the offensive.
Yeah, Anti-Pleasant again. They've shown us how dangerous they are when they push, and with 2 players down onto Magical Cure, that's going to be another push, another super clamp there to open the basket, especially with a wall in front of it. They will be very comfy. They're able to get a bit more. The strikes are going to allow the rest of the team to stay there a bit longer, but they won't get that much more points, Rocket. It looks like Magical Cure are defending better and better and better.
Yeah, Magical Cure has the pencil, has this Crab as well to create space. MT Pleasant has 2 balls over the Stamp going in, just creating all of the space for Magical Cure. They do manage to get the break. Another kill, 3 kills now on the side of Magical Cure with just Rosa again left to defend, left to try to maintain it. They can't do much but just watch as Magical Cure takes the lead from them. A beautiful quick response from Magical Cure. Now continuing going down to the 30-point mark. MT Pleasant, remember those dangerous on counterattacks, so watch it.
Yeah, Magical Cure finally able to transform their killing power into scoring power. They have the lead, but there's just a minute left in this game. That being said, I mean, Empty Pleasant, they don't need that much more than a Super Clam to get the lead right now. A few more Clams and they get it. And here comes the Crab Tank for Magical Cure to stop them in their track right now. Both teams still trying to fight for mid, and neither team really getting full control. 40 seconds left, and Magical Cure has 2 players down right there. With 2 Super Clam, this could be the opportunity for Empty Pleasant to get in. Soap needs to move away with the splash. And basket is open, and with another Super Clam, that is the lead back for Empty Pleasant. The splats are going left and right, but wait!
A potential knockout.
No, you have a Clam!
You have a Clam! Throw it in! This guy needs to throw it in! There we go! Bit of a chaotic end there. We were both just noticing at the same time, Pat, that Gal just holding onto that Clam, just testing fate there, but Empty Pleasant being able to get the knockout onto Magical Cure.
Empty Pleasant getting crazy pushes. These 2 big pushes that they had at the start and at the end of the game, really getting them points after points. And it's really Empty Pleasant being a bit better at turning their huge splats into huge points. Something that, I mean, Magical Cure got a lot of pushes, got a lot of splats, won a lot of team fights, but the Clams were not ready. Whereas Empty Pleasant always had a Clam at the ready just in case we're going to win the next fight, and it really paid off for them. They are now up 2-0 and 1 game away from being your little Squid League champions.
Yeah, Magical Cure definitely definitely disappointed in how they played that last one. That was their map pick, but they can't dawn on it for too long, as now any mistake, any failed push could lead to their end, as like you said, Pat, they're down 2-0 now. It was just I liked that just going back to that Scorch Gorge map, I like what that Splash was doing, trying to get a flank on that last push. Unfortunately, they were just a little too late on it, and they just had to chase the members of Empty Pleasant to their basket, and unfortunately, not being able to shut it down. I do like where their head was at, though, and I hope they continue to bring that type of energy into this game 3.
Yeah, it was so close. It was really one team fight away. Magical Cure, if they're able to deny that final team fight, we were in the last seconds of the game, and Magical Cure, all they needed to do was stop that last push. They failed to do so, panicking a little bit. They were just so close there. And in both of these games, they were so close, just behind Empty Pleasant Junior School. They don't need to change much if they want to get the win. They only need to be ready and stay focused, because now it's do or die. They cannot lose a single game anymore in this tournament.
Yeah, and they're definitely taking the time to talk to each other and think about it, as the counter pick hasn't shown up yet. And something that we haven't seen yet, I believe, is Rain. Wait, well, we have seen Rainmaker actually, but I'm wondering if maybe you bring out a Rainmaker or a what's the other mode I'm missing? Clam Blitz Zones Rainmaker.
How?
Tower, yes, thank you. I was having a mental lapse right there, but yeah,
Yep.
maybe switching it over to Rain or Tower here, and maybe change up the lineup of weapons. Although, if I were them, I probably wouldn't, as they've been
Mm.
doing pretty well at shutting down Rosa.
Yeah, and especially this far into the tournament, it's not the time to improvise. It's not the time to switch away from the weapon that's been working for you so far. I feel like Magical Cure, they need to make what the tools that they have in their hands right now, they need to make these work. They need to connect these. And again, they were not that far behind. It's just about finding that coordination. And as you were talking about, the tower control is going to come on Hagglefish market. We've seen this before. It's very much a rough map to play on, and yeah, we'll see how Magical Cure is able to come back up there.
If there's any way for Magical Cure to win their team fight, it is going to be off of the back of that crab. That crab creates so
Mm.
much space for them that Empty Pleasant has to respect, and we have seen that that Magical Cure has been able to take advantage of, as it allows the rest of the team to get in, create space, and especially on tower control. The crab on on the moving tower, especially, is gonna be rough to deal with.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty rough, but they know what they're running into. They know what team they're facing. They know what they need to do. It's about doing it now. It's about getting this adjustment, these ways. Okay, we throw a bomb at that at that charger so that we can push. We throw everything that we have, and yeah, on that open ground, on tank control, you have to dodge a few ink strikes. It's, I mean, they chose it. They probably have a good plan at the ready for it.
Yeah, and as we wait for both these teams to ready up, a little look at the third place match in this tournament, the Hybrid family managing to sweep Turbo Turbine in a 3-0 to take bronze here. And that's a little surprising to me that Turbo Turbine were unable to at least put up a little bit of a fight, but the Hybrid family managing to dominate.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you reach the bronze match, and you miss the final. The mental game is so tough in a bronze match. I
Mhm.
feel like anything could happen in those games, especially at that level. These teams have brought so much, and now we're far into the tournament. People are getting tired. It's about pulling through. Can Magical Cure find the upset? Can Empty Pleasant just stay focused for one more game? Keep going on. We'll see how they're able to do. It is battle time, Rocket.
Yes, it is. Magical Cure. What do you have left in you? What do you have to potentially try to get this reverse sweep? However, it starts with game one. No more mistakes can be made. Both these
Mhm.
teams bringing out their same comp. We will
Yep.
see how it will show down in potentially the last match. Hopefully not if you're Magical Cure. But we are in game three of Grand Finals in Little Squid League number 42.
Yep, and here we go. Both teams fighting, trying to paint around the tower, trying to get an edge. Right now, we're still waiting for the specials to deploy, and here they come. Crab Tank on this map can be incredibly dangerous, but right now the Crab Tank is not finding much. It's the Wiper that's going to get a trade right there. An Empty Pleasant already going onto the tower. They want to get in, and they already want to fight. Get the pick onto the Tetras. That is huge, as the gal is just getting in and getting away with so many fights.
Oof. Yeah, managing to go down, but they do manage to find a trade onto the opposing Wiper. MT Pleasant with an early lead here, ever so closely, going near that first checkpoint as they knock it down. Magical Cure needs to find a response to this.
Mhm.
Not quite yet being able to capture the checkpoint,
Ooh.
but MT Pleasant being able to get it now. They are rolling through this, Pat.
They are not stopping. Here comes the super jump. That's going to be punished as well. Yep, even with Tetras, you can be punished. And with lots of players down right now, Empty Pleasant are back on the attack. They need to counter that Crab Tank, but oh, they're not able to. The Crab Tank is protected. And Magical Cure finds finally the way to stop the momentum, reset the tower for a little bit, but they still have to fight in their own spawn. They're able to win that fight. Rocket, they're able to get back into mid. They only lost one checkpoint in the process. Now they get to breathe a little.
Yes, they do get to breathe a little. However, that is a really good first checkpoint push because you move it right up to the second checkpoint with
Mm-hmm.
39 left. The MT Pleasant losing 2 members. The Crab managing to find a
Ooh.
pick as well. We have seen again and again how deadly this Crab is. Off of the back of that, it is just left to the Z and F on the side of MT Pleasant to defend, and now Magical Cure gets their shot to push and potentially knock down the first checkpoint.
Yep, Magical Cure needs that checkpoint, and with 2 players down onto Empty Pleasant, they will wait for the strikes, but now they get a very, very good push, especially the Crab Tank is in a perfect spot right there to control everything. Nobody can get near tower, and the clock is ticking. Checkpoints should be broken right now, and all Magical Cure needs to do is just stay on the tower a little bit longer, but it looks like Empty Pleasant is back in control, pushing the tower away. Getting that checkpoint was so important, but there is still some work to do for Magical Cure.
Yeah, both of these teams having good initial pushes. However, it is MT Pleasant that has the better one. And with half of this match already over, Magical Cure needs to get a push in. Two
Mm-hmm.
members falling. And there's the Crab on the tower. There's the Crab to create space as players jump in onto the tower on the side of
Ooh.
Magical Cure. The Splash not managing to find the pick there gets
Mm-hmm.
picked themselves. The wall coming out from the side of the Gal. 2 members of Magical Cure being pushed out, and MT Pleasant are hunting for these players. They are hunting all of Magical Cure down, trying to stagger them a little bit. However, the Gal goes a little too far aggressive and manages to get themselves picked. Now with a 1-player advantage. Magical Cure playing a little bit patiently, trying to find an opportunity, but no. 3 members of them fall, and now the pencil has to go back and defend.
Yep, it's a pretty rough one right now. Let's see how it goes. It looks like Empty Pleasant have a good hold right there, but it's just the second push that we're seeing. Here comes the strikes. These strikes are so important right now. The Crab Tank is deployed, and the Crab Tank is pretty uncontested, firing at the top, but it's not working. 2 players down on Empty Pleasant, but they get past the checkpoint. They pay that checkpoint with bodies though. All of Magical Cure is back into mid, back on the attack. They're gonna get some momentum, but they have less than a minute to get a miracle.
Yeah, and they need to win this initial team fight here to even gain a foothold in this. With 1 player down, they need to regroup a little bit. The Tetra Dualies have Reslider ready to potentially get that pick. Will find the Gal on that side. Rosa managing to pick off, I believe, the Splatana on the other side. And with 25
Mhm.
seconds left, it is still a scrum in mid here for the game.
It's just 20 seconds left. Magical Cure needs to get in, needs to get the fight. And right now, ooh, very nice pick by the Tetras. They need the tower. They need to get on the tower. The Empty Pleasant waiting a little bit. Oh, what? What a nice moves! And oh, with a pick onto the Zekofin Charger. That means no tripling strike for you right now. This is the opportunity for Magical Cure. They need to get in, but they lost 2 players, Rocket. And right now, with everybody
Ooh.
shooting at the tower, it's going to be game, set, and tournament for Empty Pleasant JR School.
What a defense. What a set played by MT Pleasant, being able to get the better of Magical Cure there, being able to quickly defend that final last hurrah from Magical Cure. Magical Cure put up a valiant fight A little fist bump at the end there for members of
Mhm.
MT Pleasant. However, just not enough for Magical Cure. They played really well, don't get me wrong at all, despite the sweep. Magical Cure, it was still close for all three maps in this set, Pat.
Yeah, and Empty Pleasant have incredible stats in this whole tournament. In the whole tournament, on 21 games, they only lost 3 of those. And they were dominating that whole tournament, and they can be pretty happy and pretty proud to be your Little Squid League champions. Congratulations, you get a badge and you get banned.
The only game where you want to get banned is Splatoon, which is funny. Thank you all for joining us today to crown your Little Squid League 42 champions, like you said, Pat. But before we get out of here, we have some housekeeping to do, of course. Where can the viewers find you, Pat?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at PatJ or Tom with underscores in between. Yeah, give me a follow if you want to see the next time I am casting and Rocket. Where can I find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch as well at rocket_splat. Throw me a follow as well if you want to see what I've been up to. I always try to keep my Twitter updated with what commentating tournaments I have been up to, and on Twitch, I hope to get that running here soon. But
Mm.
as we say goodbye, thank you for joining us in this tournament. I've had a blast
Oh
commentating and
yeah.
watching this, Pat.
Yeah, thank you so much to LSL for inviting us. And a special thanks to Ancient Wings, our wonderful observer, for doing an awesome work with the camera,
Mhm.
making sure that we can see all of the game. Thank you, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you to all involved. Again, like you said, thank you, Ancient Wings, for being a wonderful streamer. As we say goodbye and see you later, thank you for joining us for Little Squid League number 42.